Hello chess friends and welcome to the channel. Today is day 3 at the Chess24 invitation. The most exciting match of the day is Magnus Carlsen versus Alireza Firouzja. This match won't disappoint you guys, and we will begin from their first game that was already decisive. Not only that, the game is also very nice, not only decisive, it's a very nice Ragozin defense, a defense that I like very much. Let's get started. Carlsen with the white pieces opens with d4, Firouzja answers with knight to f6, c4, e6, knight to f3, and here comes d5. After knight to c3, we have bishop to b4, pinning the knight. This is the Ragozin. Carlsen captures on d5, c captures, e captures, that is much better than this knight recapture. And now bishop to f4, this is a move that nowadays is gaining popularity, played in recent years by strong grandmasters such as Widler. Now for black, short castle is the most played move, but probably not the best move. An immediate knight to e4 followed by knight to c6 seems the best idea. Let's briefly watch this variation. Knight to e4, now a second attack against the pinned knight. Now rook to c1, knight to c6, knight back to d2 that unpins the knight that can capture. Now g5, supported by the queen and by this knight, is attacking the bishop. Bishop back to e3, knight captures, b capture, and now it seems that bishop back to d6 or bishop back to e7 are the best positions for this bishop. After this bishop to d6 or bishop to e7, this is a comfortable position for black, but of course this is a rich position to play. After bishop to e4, instead Firouzja, instead of knight to e4, begins with knight to c6, but after rook to c1 and knight to e4, we reach the same position. Knight back to d2, g5, of course the bishop is under attack. White must save this bishop, bishop to e3, and now knight capture on c3. The b pawn recaptures on c3, now is the black bishop that is under attack. We said bishop back, best idea, but also bishop to a3 is possible, and this is the move that Firouzja played. This move was already played. Now rook to b1, and here comes f5. f4 is in the cards, trapping this bishop. So here comes g3, short castle for black. Now with the rook behind the pawn, again f4 is a threat, and this is the novelty, because bishop back to d6 was played before. This is a good move, but probably bishop back is just a bit better. Same idea, but now white can play queen to b3 with tempo. Now not possible to play bishop back to d6, better to e7, and here comes f4, stopping this black advancement f4. Knight to a5, attacking the queen, queen back to c2, and here comes c6. Also b6, not a bad idea. But here comes, of course, bishop to g2, so this c6 is very useful, creating the pawn wall on this diagonal. Now bishop to d6, and Carlsen plays c4. c4 with this pawn that is attacking d5. Move 17, we just reached a very interesting position where many good ideas can be played, but also some wrong ones. So let's begin with the good ideas. Queen to e7, not played by Firouzja, is good because he's targeting this unprotected bishop. Bishop back to f2, here comes bishop to e6, and with the knight that so with all the pieces attacking c4 and with the knight that is also protecting b7, so this bishop can really leave the protection of this pawn, and the rook can't capture, of course, in this position. Seems to me that black is even a bit better than white. Going back to our c4, d capture on c4 on the other hand is a bit bad for black, because here comes knight captures on c4, bishop to e6, knight capture, queen capture, f captures on g5, then short castle for white. There is not a decisive advantage for white, but it seems that white surely is simpler to play. Going back to our game, after c4, Firouzja doesn't play queen to e7, doesn't play this other capture that is bad. He continues with g capture on f4, that is a sort in the mix of good and bad. Now g captures on f4 to open the g file, bishop to e6, good move, forcing Carlsen to take action first. C captures on d5, the c pawn recapture. Now there is also c6 available for the knight, but also this outpost for the knight with the knight jump to c4. Short castle for white, and king to h8. Firouzja immediately removes the king from the open g file. Knight to f3, with the knight ready to jump to this beautiful outpost, and here comes knight to c4. Because there is this bishop under attack with not only the capture, also this winning fork, but already the capture is enough. Queen to d3 is protecting this bishop. Now b6, because the pawn was under attack. The b file is now closed. King to h1, and now queen to e7. With the knight jump to e5, this is another important moment of the game. This white knight just reached this beautiful outpost. Also protected twice by the pawns. This knight from the central position is controlling some important square, for example, such as c6. So what to do now? For Stockfish, before removing this knight with, of course, bishop capture, it's better to improve the rooks. Of course, beginning with rook in a goes to c1, not only controlling the c file, but also c6. Firouzja instead immediately captures with the bishop on e5, the f pawn recapture, and now rook to g8, that is a good move. Bishop to f4, giving more freedom to maneuver to the queen. Rook to g6, the idea is to double the rooks on the g file, but here comes bishop to h3, and suddenly f5 is under attack. Rook to f8, protecting the pawn. Now rook to f3, and is Carlsen that will double the rooks on an important file. Queen to h4, the second rook moves to f1, and now queen to h5 is protecting this pawn. But after bishop to c1, this is the critical moment of the game. It seems that it's not possible to protect this pawn, and so what to do against this Carlsen threat? Is it possible to completely ignore this threat? Let's watch what happens if black continues with b5, improving the position, ignoring this threat. Here comes bishop captures on f5, bishop captures, and now rook captures on f5. Rook captures, queen captures. Now in this position, if black he changes the queens, queen captures on f5, rook captures on f5. This is a winning position for Carlsen. But if we go back to queen capture on f5, still in this variation, the queen c change is not the only option for black that can capture on e2, that regains the pawn, and even after rook to g1, rook capture we check, king captures on g1, even after, even if white is a bit better, I think that black can draw this game. Let's go back to our game. After the bishop moves back, clearing the f5 for the rooks, Firouzja continues with rook in f goes to g8. The idea is clear, is to scare the white king with rook to g2, but Carlsen calculates well, continues with bishop captures on f5, and rook to g2, threatening checkmate in 1, is not a problem for white. Now the idea is that rook to h3, of course not played by Carlsen, that seems winning the game, instead loses the game, because queen capture on f5 just wins the piece, because after queen capture and bishop capture is not possible to recapture the piece, because rook to g1 becomes checkmate. So after rook to g2, Carlsen must find another move. The move that he plays, this is the right one, is bishop to h3, also attacking the rook. What happens? It happens that if the rook moves back to g6, protecting the bishop that was under attack, there is bishop captures, rook captures. Now e4, and everything will collapse. And after bishop to h3, if bishop captures on h3, there is rook capture. And now, really, this move works because queen to g6, queen capture, rook capture, and white will win this endgame because, like before, not only is a pawn up, but also with the fast pawn. So, going back to our game, what happens in this position? It happens that Firouzja tries to complicate things. Rook captures on e2, sacrifice the exchange for the bishop and one pawn. Carlsen captures on e2. Now bishop captures on h3 and rook to g1. This is the winning move, the winning idea that Carlsen played. In this position, Firouzja resigns because it's not possible to prevent this rook exchange that will leave white too powerful on the board. So let's watch what happens, for example, if black tries to move away this rook. For example, rook to e8. Now the simple rook to f8, we check, wins the queen. After rook to g1, all the other tactical ideas don't work. For example, bishop to g4 seems a winning skewer, but is not, because there is rook to g3, and if black captures the queen, this is checkmate. So in this position, the bishop is lost. A very nice Ragozin that is a complex and rich opening to play. Very nice victory for Carlsen to revenge the loss in the Banter Blitz final just played a few days ago against Firouzja. Today there are other great games that I'd like to show you, so tomorrow morning we will meet again with a new video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching and see you tomorrow. Goodbye!